What is up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video. We've got some Ultra League Fantasy Cup action for you, where I'm going to show you a team I've been running for the past few days. This is a very strong team, in my opinion. It's got some flaws, maybe some weaknesses, but overall, it's led to a very high win rate for me. And this is a longer video. I think I got 3 sets for you, so sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy. The team is Registeel. Has to be shiny. Just kidding. Doesn't have to be shiny. But shiny Registeel, Tapu Fini, and Escavalier. The major issue with this team is it is soft to Giratina. However, what often happens is either I catch Giratina in the lead, as you see our Tapu get acid sprayed. I catch Giratina in the lead and just go straight Zap Cannon and soft lose that matchup. If you get enough debuffs, you actually might be able to flip that matchup, which is pretty crazy. Or they might like lose lead and swap it in, and then I just stay in and do the same thing. Or if Registeel can get shield advantage against something, then you've got that Moonblast coverage from Tapu. So yes, it is soft for sure to Giratina, both Alter and Origin, but you're gonna see based off this video, we're able to handle it relatively well. And then Escavalier, you're going to see me running Megahorn here in the first battle. And chat quickly, when I was doing these battles on stream, quickly told me Acid Spray is the move in this meta. You're not really going to use Megahorn for much. In comes Mr. Berserker. And we're going to shield here. Like, I figure I still have a healthy Escav with energy. I might as well preserve it. Acid Spray would have been really nice in this situation. Since he kind of had the shield there. But we're going to go for another drill run, and then Reginald here in the back should be able to take a drill run here. No problem. He's got to hope they don't get to 2 drill runs. That would be bad. So I had to make sure that I swapped. He goes for the Acid Spray, and I think this ends up being a misplay for the opponent because, as you see, he gets to a drill run, but he Acid Sprayed first. So I think he fell in love with the debuff too much, because I think if he just goes double drill run, since Acid Spray and Drill Run are both 45 energy, he may have won that game. So we'll take it. A little bit lucky. Who knows? Maybe our Escav would have won CMP and got to a move anyway if he had done that. But we will take it. And you're going to see me switch to Acid Spray here. I don't know if I did it right away or if it's like a few battles in. We're playing Magic Bean. Uh-oh. Hopefully he doesn't make some magical plays against us. And here you go. So this is like the concern with this team, right? Is we are quite soft to Giratina. You could mitigate that by maybe going Flash Cannon instead of Zap Cannon. But I think Zap Cannon is really nice for like the debuff potential. And then of course water types like Tapu Fini. And they actually swap out, which is surprising. So I'm not sure what he's trying to lure out exactly. But interesting that he would swap Gira out of Reggie. I guess maybe he has two better Reggie counters, so I guess that does make sense. Going for the Surf here. Surf's up, dude. We get a shield. I actually prefer that. Because if I can start to get shields down, it'll be better for me against that Registeel. Or, sorry, against the Giratina. He does bait me with Acid Spray. Like an absolute savage. Going for the Surf here, and he lets it go. He comes in with Gira, so I'm just going to commit to the Moonblast, man. I commit it. I get to the Moonblast. Does he think I reached it? Does he know? Bang! He doesn't. And then there's an Empoleon in back, and you see we already made the swap to Acid Spray over Megahorn. Once again, you don't really need Megahorn for much in this meta. So Acid Spray, I think, is the way to go. He kind of has to shield at this point, so I'm just going for the spray, and we get the shield, yeah. Very nice, very fun when you can get a shield from an Acid Spray. Especially against an Empoleon, just like a complete waste of a shield, but he really had no choice, right? Next battle. Opponent's jamming out. Another Giratina. Rise, your whole team loses to Giratina. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. They swap Steelix. Yeah, a lot of people have like these ABB lines, I guess, where they just kind of swap out, even if it's like a pretty decent lead for them. We land the drill run. I didn't think this was enough for an earthquake. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was. But as you see, just the Psychic Fangs. He's going to go for double Psychic Fangs, it appears. The annoying thing is Gira will probably get a massive farm. So I actually decide to Acid Spray. Just because this way, when Gira eventually takes me out, it's not going to be able to really stay in against Reginald. It's going to have to probably dip out of there. And then I can go from there. Versus if I had just gone for 2 drill runs, I probably would have done slightly more damage. Maybe not, honestly, because the counters were doing more because of the Acid Spray. And this Gira doesn't even appear to have a Ghost Charge move, so this is pretty nice for Reggie, and he's staying in. I guess that's why he swapped out, because he doesn't have a Ghost Charge move. And this is looking really solid for us. I don't know what you really need Ancient Power for in this meta. I guess maybe it's just a better neutral move than Shadow Sneak. And here we're just going to be kind of cheeky. I let this go because I think I might live. Barely hang on. We as you can see by the graphic, we do not have a good IV Reggie. But we still lived it. And we actually got the Zap Cannon debuff. Once again, a bait, it's like a very not risky bait, right? Like even if he calls the Zap Cannon bait, Tapu still had that one in the bag. So kind of fun when you can pull off baits like that. Zap Cannon bait a Excadrill, because they kind of have to shield, right? They have to respect the Focus Blast. Tough lead, so I typically will use Tapu as my safe swap. In comes Reggie. Not the worst counter in the world. Let's see what I do here. I think I probably just play out the zeros. I don't think I bother investing a shield, because like if I invest 1 shield, I'm going to have to invest 2 shields, you know? Because if I invest 1 shield, my next surf's not going to be enough, obviously, so I'm going to have to probably shield another one if I want to try and flip switch. So I feel like I'm better off just committing no shields here. Does look like I'm going to get it locked down. Oh, I do get to a surf. If we could pull a shield here, that'd be amazing. Unfortunately, we don't. So I am going to go for the lock on down, right? Because I wouldn't get much energy if I went for the counter down here. He does land the Focus Blast, and he aggressively swaps to not give me the lock on down. So opponent with an aggressive swap. Let's see if it ends up being the right play. I do shield. Of course, I'm worried about the Acid Spray bait. I'm going to go for an Acid Spray bait myself. Hoping I get a shield, and I do. So that's really nice. Now we're doing more counter damage. And here, I'm just going to commit to a counter down, I think, because I feel like I'm kind of playing from behind at this point. So I'm just going to commit to a counter down. I got to pull something off to try and win this game. We get the full counter down. We know there's a Reggie with like a few HP that he has as a catch opportunity. What comes in? It's a Gira. I was thinking, maybe I should have sprayed here to like force him out. I end up banking the energy. I am aware of the catch, so I'm trying to make sure I throw in between the Shadow Claw and not throw on alignment to give him a catch opportunity. I land the Zap. I don't get the debuff. He's got a ton of energy here, so this is not looking great for us. Shadow Force. Yikes. And here, I was waiting for him to catch. So that's why I didn't throw my energy. But as you see, he still had a shield, and I wasn't going to get to 2 drill runs anyway. So I figured my win con might be like he tries to catch, and I get some extra energy. But I think we were still multiple counters away from double drill run there. So well played by the opponent. G Wheezy. Weezing is tough, dude. Weezing is so good in this meta. Man, Flash Cannon would be really nice for this matchup because you need 2 zaps. I'm not sure how much Flash does. It probably doesn't one-shot, but I wonder if you can like Flash and potentially go for a big lock-on down. I get the debuff, very nice. I'm usually not going to shield the first. I end up catching here. Let's see, did I catch the overheat? No, just another brutal swing. Okay. And then they throw again. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Worst case, it's a play rough. It's debuffed. But no, it's an overheat. So what a savage was baiting our Reggie. They swap in S-Cav, and I'm just perplexed. I'm like, what the heck could be in back if they swapped an S-Cav in here? Maybe, something maybe like Excadrill. If it's Excadrill, I think we're in a pretty good spot. I feel like I probably live this, so I'm going to take it. Hopefully I can get off this Surf, and I do. The annoying thing here is G-Weezy might go for a Fairy Wind down, which would not be great for us. But he shields. That's better. That's better. S-Cav does get off of a move. I don't want to shield because I know Overheat obviously will one-shot me. So I don't shield. I swap since I have energy. In comes Steelix. Okay. This is going to be interesting, man. The unfortunate thing is with that Poison Fairy typing, I don't think S-Cav can even counter down Wheezing. Maybe it can, because it is quite low. But I get the final shield here, and at this point I'm thinking like, okay, I can just put this all on S-Cav at this point. Save 2 shields for S-Cav. I should be fine. Steelix is baiting us. We get off the Focus Blast, and once again, at this point, I'm just thinking like, all right, he has to overheat my Registeel to take me out. That's a decent amount of energy, so I'm just going to stay in here. I'm just going to force him to expend energy. Like, I could even double shield here if I wanted to and get off the move. But, yeah, at this point, we just counter down if we want to. And I think I go for the Acid Spray to finish off. Shield the Overheat. Even debuffed, of course, that would have one-shot us. And Acid Spray for the win. Let's go. Neutral Acid Spray because of that Poison Fairy typing. Poison Fairy is quite a unique typing. Kind of cool. 4-1 set. Let's go, bro. We are definitely not Ultra League specialists over here, but we're making it work. And I've seen some other fun teams. By the way, I have gotten like 4 very spicy submissions in the past couple days. Let me know in the comments, like, should I reserve the super spicy submissions just for Saturdays? Or like, would you just be fine with it if I posted some very spicy submissions throughout the week? I have a feeling it's probably the latter. I feel like you guys would probably be fine if I don't just restrict it to Saturdays. Because I've got like 4 very spicy submissions that I'd like to make videos about, but like at the same time, it's like normally I save them for Saturdays, and I don't want to post like 4 times on Saturday, or like some of them I just kind of want to make and upload because they seem really fun. So I would assume you guys would be perfectly fine with that, but I don't know. I guess I was just checking. Because it is fun to like stick to a theme of like Spicy Saturday, Sylph Sunday, but sometimes you just want to see the spice no matter what day of the week. And that was kind of a running joke with Spicy Saturday, right? Like the show that's always spicy and only sometimes on Saturday. Anyway, we're up against this Gira. It's approaching Zap Cannon range, which is pretty nice. We've still got our fully healthy Tapu in the back. Zap Cannon coming through. Will it grab a shield? It will not, and it's S-Cav, and Tapu should be fine here in the 2s. And you're going to see me actually decide to take this, because I'd rather take a Drill Run here than shield and Acid Spray. And I know I can take a Drill Run, and my Water Guns are going to significantly outpace the counter damage, because my Water Guns are hidden for neutral. The counters are resisted, and at this point, I think the opponent kind of gives up. Maybe not. Looks like they stopped tapping for a sec. But I could potentially even just commit to Water Guns at this point, and they realize it's over. It's over. Those are kind of those matchups where like one Pokemon can afford to take a move and the other one can't, and that kind of makes the difference because he has to shield my Surfs, and I was able to take one move, so in that scenario, Tapu's got that easy. Reggie versus Tapu. I would consider this favorable for Reggie, of course, since our Zap Cannon's very threatening. Surfs aren't that threatening. And opponent lets me get this off first, which I think is a bit of a mistake, because they should probably get off their Surf before I debuff them. Unless they're just planning on banking all this energy, which, okay, that makes sense. They just bank all the energy. The problem here for the opponent is they've already shielded once. I wonder if I commit a shield here or not. I do. Interesting. So I can do like 7 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay, nice. Went for 8. As long as he was dry, I could have done 8 there. So I guess I was just assuming he was dry. I'm going to be able to take a move here, even though Tapu has 2 surfs. So I click my back-to-back drill runs, and that was like that advanced mechanic, right? I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I won CMP, and I was able to actually like double CMP, if that makes sense. Like I CMP, they throw their move, and I CMP like that same move again that they threw. I'm probably not explaining that the best, but some of you guys know what I mean. Gonna go for the zap here. I feel like he kind of has to shield. I know shield would be pretty risky. And we get the debuff, which is terrific. And I'm actually just gonna stay in here. Which maybe not is not the smartest. Because I'm allowing him to yeah, maybe this wasn't the smartest play in the world, because I'm allowing him to now like probably get out of here eventually. But I figured he had to like throw superpowers. He's double debuffed, so I can just take this no problem. Double Iron Bash does nothing. He does catch my Surf, so a bit of a misplay by me. I got a little bit too impatient there. Wanted to get off my Surf right away while he was still debuffed. But I made it a pretty easy catch for him. And now things start to become a little bit close here. Just because double Iron Bash is so dang spammy, but as you saw from the damage that last one did, I know I can take another one here. And just going to get off my Surf. Should close to KO Melmetal from this range. Might need a couple more water guns after. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Melmetal so spammy. I know Zyonix made a few videos with Melmetal. I've been running it a little bit as well. So I'll probably be able to make some more Ultra Fantasy Cup videos for you guys with some Melmetal action. And here we are. Next battle. Going up against Luke Sport. I wonder what sports he plays. Tough lead, so we're just going to safe swap our Tapu. And they swap an Excadrill. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it, trainer. I won't complain. Drill Run going to chunk. Excadrill just has a very high attack. Going for the Surf, I would presume they shield. But they don't. In comes Emp. And at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. Gonna get off a Moonblast here for some nice damage. Let's see if we can get to another move here. We get to a Surf. Are we gonna grab a shield? I'm not sure. No, we don't grab a shield. Gonna come in Reginald to absorb this energy. I think we might have got denied there, but that's okay. Expecting him to swap here, so I'm getting ready to counter swap. Make it as quick as possible. Definitely nervous about the Acid Spray bait here, but I feel like I kind of have to respect the Drill Run. They very smartly go for the Acid Spray bait, and I'm going to do the same. So he's a few counters ahead, so this is looking a little bit sketchy. A little bit sketchy, but as long as we can do enough damage where Escavalier can't get a move off against our Reggie, we should be okay. Because Empoleon will get to a Hydro, but Empoleon's getting super low. I go for another Acid Spray here. Do we see a shield? Yep, they kind of have to shield. Escav does survive. Does get off a move. Oh, I think something crazy happens here. Yeah, I don't know what that was. He undercharged the... He, like, no-bubbled the Drill Run. So... Because that did such little damage, that had to be a no bubble. So we get super lucky here. The only thing I can think of is either he got like a phone call or something, or he couldn't hit any of the bubbles, or he was trying to BM and undercharge and then combo with the Hydro. So I don't know. My guess is something, he probably got some like phone call or notification where he couldn't swipe any bubbles. But we'll take it. Obviously, we probably should have lost that game. Commenter's going to go crazy. Rise, you are the luckiest player in the world. That never happens to me. I get the phone calls, and I'm the one that lags out of the games. If I had your luck, Rise, I would never lose a game. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. You guys aren't that bad. Sometimes I just joke. It's like 97% positive comments on the channel. I'm very thankful for that. But sometimes I just have some fun and joke, because there might be, I don't know, like 1 to 3 negative comments on a video. Maybe like 5 if you guys are in a hasty mood. Tapu gets shield advantage, and here is the thing. I might be at 1 HP, so I didn't want to gamble the KO through the shield. Maybe I was at 2 HP, maybe. But I didn't want to gamble getting KO'd through the shield, because that would have been really bad. Gonna shield here to preserve some health on SCAV, and it's Gira. I'm like, oh, this is kind of rough. I'm gonna Acid Spray first, since I am locked in here for a while. This will make my counters do a little bit more, at least. Now the counters are actually doing like visible damage instead of like pretty much nothing. And the drill run becomes a little bit more threatening here. Kind of awkward though. Kind of awkward. Oh, I get the CMP here, which is pretty nice. Because if this lands, it's going to put Gira into zap range, but there is that Excadrill lurking, of course, which is still fairly healthy, right? So we're in a pretty bad spot here. I need to hope I can get off 2 moves before he gets to 3 moves. So I was debating about going for the zap for the debuff, but I'm like, you know what? I don't think that's the play. I think the play is just to try and get to this Focus Blast before he gets to a 3rd drill run. So this is drill run number 2. It's going to be really close. It's 30 turns for 3 drill runs. It's 30 turns for 2 Focus Blasts. And we were a little bit ahead on energy, so we get there just before, thanks to our energy head start. And now we just got to try and get to this Zap Cannon. Shadow Sneak is going to be close, man. Shadow Sneak's going to be close. But it's Claw. He doesn't have Sneak. And we get very fortunate, so once again, things kind of go our way a little bit that game. Plus, I'd say some nice plays. And we get the win, man. Let's go. Reggie, Tapu Fini, SCAV. And as you see, we're winning a lot of games, and we're playing quite a few Giras. So Gira wasn't like a huge problem with this team. Of course, like I've been saying, we don't have a great answer to it, so we don't have a punish really when they swap in. But Reggie does fine. Reggie does fine. Let's see how this plays out, because I'm just planning on staying in. Straight zap. No debuff, so that's unfortunate. Another Shadow Sneak coming through. Shadow Sneak, pretty bad move. On another team I've been running, I think I was running Giratina Double Steel with Melmetal and Reggie. And I was running Shadow Force on Gira. Second time, no debuff, so a bit unlucky by us. And yeah, it's fun landing Shadow Force for sure. I don't feel like it's worth committing a shield, so I'm just going to let this go. Do I live? I do, and I get off the zap, which is really nice, because this will either grab a shield or make this more farmable for our backline. I go for the water gun down with Tapu. And now if his Tapu comes in, mine's ahead on energy. So this is fine. I really considered baiting here. I feel like it's just such an easy shield for the opponent, but I went for it. Unfortunately, he calls it correctly. Debating whether I want a shield. I get baited by the Surf. This is not looking good. This is not looking good, but I do win CMP here, so this flips things a bit. I win CMP, I get the final shield, and now I'm like, okay, I can let this go and go in with my SCAV. That knocks me out. Now we've got SCAV up a shield. Tapu's just about in drill run range, but he did have a little residual energy, so he gets to the Surf first. I take it because I don't know what's in back. Ends up being a Steelix. Ah, shoot. And now I'm thinking, man, I probably should have shielded that Surf. I was hoping it was like a Reggie. That's why I committed the no shield. But now fast moves are becoming a real issue. And these Dragon Tails are probably going to do less than the... yeah, Dragon Tails are doing less than the Water Guns would. So that's why I just tried to double up. And unfortunately, takes us out. If I had thrown that drill run right one turn before the Psychic things, then I just got Water Gun down. So I kind of had to commit to a double up. Yeah, if I shield the Surf, maybe I win. If I shield the Surf, I probably win. So, unfortunate. But also, right, like if I had theoretically shielded the Surf and ended up being a Reggie in the back, then I think I lose. So sometimes you just got to try and make that 50-50 call based off what you think might be in back. Made the wrong call. It happens. Going for the Zappy P. Come on, Niantic. Give us a debuff. No debuff. That's like, is that 4 in a row with no debuff? Come on, man. So we had some games go our way, and now it's bouncing the other way, right? With no zap debuffs anymore. And these matchups take so long, right? I have had some games come down to the timer, so that's something you should be aware of, right? It's funny, there are some like advanced mechanics that you'll occasionally see in one of my videos, right? Like the 1 HP KO through a shield, and it's also it's fun to see like there are sometimes mechanics that pop up that people weren't familiar with just because they're very rare. So for example, when you shield a charge move, it doesn't do 0 damage, it does 1 damage. So that's why sometimes you might see a KO through the shield. Also with what's the one I was just talking about? Shoot, I'm blanking. But check out how this plays out. This is like best case scenario. We play out the 0 shield, we come out with minimal HP, minimal farm for their Pokemon, and we get off a move, and we get the attack for. That's like best case scenario, and this game should just be over, to be honest. I'm just going for the drill run, and Escav isn't the tankiest by any means, but it should be tanky enough to survive a move from Reggie, so I'm actually just going to let this go, because I know I can live this. I can get to another drill run. He doesn't look like he can even lock me on down either. He has to throw another move. So we get this off, and we're in a pretty good spot here. I'm just going to let it go, put it on tap. It was pretty much in surf range now, and I know that there's an opposing S-Cab in the back. So yeah, pretty comfortable spot. Just going to get rid of this right away, nothing fancy. I'd rather get rid of it than like overfarm and let him potentially debuff me or something. And once again, yeah, just going to let this first one go because I know there's like an acid spray potential as a bait. But he is shieldless. Can we get the 2 shield flex? I don't think so. Oh, we do because he top lefted. If I was the opponent, I'm throwing my move just so my opponent can't say they 2 shield flexed on me. Because they would. Not to be mean to you guys, but if you beat me and you left with 2 shields, I think you guys are flexing. I think you guys are sending a DM to somebody. Maybe not. Maybe you're just like, Rise is bad. I should 2 shield flex on him. We save swap Tapu. They're staying in. And they swap in a Wigglytuff. I'm like, what the heck, dude? Freaking Wigglytuff. I go for the Surf here. Thinking maybe I can get a shield. And I do. So that's really nice. Because I get the shield from the Surf and I get to a Moonblast. So this is going to put Wiggly quite low. Wiggly doesn't reach its full, like... It doesn't reach 2,500. So it's not the tankiest, to be honest. But it does have a ton of HP. So you're going to see this lock-on down. It doesn't look like it should take that long, right? But because of Wiggly's insane HP... These lock-ons, man, look how long it's taking to lock on down the dang Wigglytuff. Gonna go for the Zap Cannon here, and this is perfect because this is where I'd rather see the Gira. So this is actually perfect for us. And the lead was an S-Cav, right? So yeah, I'm perfectly content just staying in here. It makes sense by the opponent. He'd rather bank the energy. Here's a tricky spot. Really thinking about going for the acid spray bait. But once again, I don't know if my opponent's going to bother shielding here or if he's just going to put it all on Gira. So I just go for the drill run and it lands. So, okay, ends up being the right call. Gonna let this go. Shadow Sneak, okay. And once again, awkward, right? Because I kind of want to get off a move here. And I do get off a move, and I go for the acid spray bait. Do we get a shield? We do. I think that was unnecessary, if I'm being honest. Because I think Drill Run would have probably put him into just about like lock-on down range. But getting the shield from the acid spray is going to just cement this victory. Because this will obviously KO after that debuff. Bang! And Reginald gets another win. Also worth noting that Ivies certainly matter in Pokemon Go PvP, but they're not the end-all be-all, right? You look at this team, Ivies, not great across the board, but we're still getting a lot of wins. Giratina Origin, bit of a core breaker. I think a little bit worse for us than Giratina Altered, mainly because the Shadow Ball is going to hit a lot harder than Shadow Sneak would from Giratina Altered. But despite being a core breaker, we are going to play this out. We get the attack fell. Gonna no shield here. And you see, like, Giratina isn't very bulky. Giratina Origin, that is. So our first Zap Cannon chunked quite a bit. Gonna go for another one here. I do actually swap in my S-Cav, which is kind of wild. Because I didn't want to get Shadow Clawed down. I feel like that'd be quite devastating. And also, I felt like with a Giratina Origin lead, it's probably unlikely he has a better answer to S-Cav. If that makes sense. So I just felt like it was kind of free to swap. I go for the Acid Spray bait here, and it's CMP. This is like best case scenario. He doesn't shield, but that's actually okay, because this is going to give me a Water Gun down. So this is almost better in a sense, right? Because if I had taken him out, then he gets energy with Gira. What comes in? It's Reggie. Okay. So this is still tough, but it's not over. If this was any other shield situation, 0 shield or 1 shield, I think we'd probably lose. But the 2 shield is pretty nice for us. I'm going to overfarm here, and then I'm going to swap in Reggie, mostly just to clear my debuff, and he has to throw. Ironically, he might have been better off not throwing that, because he would have got a lock on down, and now he's going to be forced to start shielding. I've got all this energy. Going to get this off before I'm debuffed again, which will probably force his final shield. I still have 1 shield. So we're not out of the woods yet, though, because if we get debuffed here, our Surf's not going to KO, so opponent might still have this. Let's see what happens. I need to get to 2 Surfs here. It's going to be super close. It's 14 turns or sometimes 13 turns to Surf. It's 16 turns to Zap, and we get there, I think, about 1 turn before the Zap Cannon. And this will knock out the Reggie. Very close game, and as you see, right, Giratina Origin lead. I could say the algorithm is out to get me. This lead beats my entire team. Well, Reggie was able to soft lose. We swapped in, and we went from there, and we ended up getting the win. T Silvers 77 is the opponent. S-Cav lead. Tough lead for Reggie. We do our Tapu safe swap, and they swap in Granbull. I'm like, okay, this is fine. Granbull's very glassy. Moonblast would probably be overkill, and I could potentially get both shields here. Getting off my second Surf, I'd presume he'll shield. I'll get both shields. Kind of awkward, right? Because Reggie can't, like, lock on this down, so I'm debating, like, what the heck do I come in with? And I actually decide to no shield. The reason being, I know there's an S-Cav waiting for me, so I decided to just let it go. Save 2 shields for my own SCAV. Get off the Focus Blast here. This should be enough. Looking to get out. Hoping it's not a Giratina. Really scared that this is an Acid Spray that I'm shielding. And it is. That's bad. Very bad. Over farming. Hoping that this KOs or that he doesn't get to another move here. He lives with 1 HP and gets off the move. Oh, brutal. But I call the spray. And we win the game. If I had shielded that, we still win. Because we just simply outpace. Okay, so I guess it didn't matter. Yeah, not sure why he felt the need to bait again there. I guess maybe he assumed I was going to shield. Here we go. This is where we'd like to see the Tapu. In comes... you guys going to make fun of me. I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know how to pronounce this guy. And I remember when I was streaming, I asked chat, like, is this shiny or is this just what it looks like? They're like, no, that's just what it looks like. Looks really wild. Soul. I have to, like, see its name, dude. Soul... Bro, I feel like normally Pokemon names are pretty easy to pronounce. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure you guys know. I don't. Gonna let this go here. We made a nice call. I think we shielded an Iron Head before that. So we're able to win that matchup. Come out of here with lots of energy. We know that he has a Tapu, right? So I think we're content just staying in here, chipping as much as we can with our own Tapu. And then we'll come in with SCAV, and then we'll have Reggie for his Tapu. His Tapu will still have 2 shields to hide behind, so this game is definitely not over. He's going to get a big lock on down here, come out of here with energy. I'm going to come in with SCAV and take a move, and hope my Reggie can sweep. So I'm probably going to maybe instant swap Reggie here. Let's see. Yep, instant swap. Expecting him to swap. And this is nice, though, that we're going to be able to get a debuff off before he even gets a surf off. We do get the debuff. I was just like assuming we got one because it is 67%, right? So we're usually going to get it more times than not. Going for another zap here. Theoretically, I guess I could have shielded that first surf since it was going to be the least debuff most likely. Oh, well, I don't get the debuff, so I guess it didn't matter. Switch timer should be coming up soon, so I just got to be aware, right? I got to be aware of the Reggie catch that he kind of has to attempt. Gonna shield here. And, oh, crap. I remember this. Oh, no. This was looking so good, and then just such an awkward endgame. And now I'm realizing it here. I'm like, oh, crap. And I was left wondering, like, what should I have done here? Because this game seemed like such a win. Let's like walk through this. Like, what should I have done here? If I threw right away, oh, I could have CMP'd there and I just win. But remember, we swapped at the same time. So his switch timer will come up the same time mine does. I went back a little too far. So yeah, let's look at this again. So I take this one. His switch timer will come up at the same time mine comes up because we simul-swapped. So his switch timer is up. And it's a one-turn move. So yeah, I actually could have CMP'd there and I win the game. But I thought, like, the catch was coming. And then his Reggie is slightly healthier than mine, so I can't even lock on down. What I could have done here would have been do, like, 1 counter. No, 2 KO'd. So I could have done 1 counter, stop tapping. That's probably the only other thing I could have done. 1 counter, stop tapping. And then hope he throws a move, and then I lock on down before he locks on down. Oh, but that's a tough one. You guys have ever have those games? It seems like I had the win in the bag, and it was just a really awkward end game where my patience kind of bit me in the butt. Because if I just spam and tap Zap Cannon in that situation, right, of course I win the game. But it also would have been, in my opinion, a pretty easy catch for him. But I guess lock-ons are tough to count, so he's probably not 100% on point with his energy tracking there. So I don't know. You win some, you lose some. Definitely a winnable game there. We just made the wrong call, essentially. And yeah, but that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Strong team. I recommend you try out if you'd like to. And I'll be coming out with some more content this week. More Fantasy Cup, some Open Great League, and some very spicy picks in the Open Great League. All that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below. All comments help the YouTube algorithm. And once again, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next. I hope to see you. Yes, I'm talking to you in the next one. Peace.